Here's a harsh reality that most business owners refuse to face. 90% of businesses fail when they try to sell. Not because they're not profitable, not because they don't have customers, but because they built a job instead of a business. You wake up one day, ready to cash out on years of hard work, only to discover that your business is completely worthless without you in it. But what if I told you there's a way to build a business that practically sells itself? A business that runs so smoothly without you that buyers line up at your door, checkbook in hand, begging to take it off your hands. That's exactly what we're going to cover in this video. If you're a business owner who dreams of one day selling your company for life-changing money, or if you're just starting out and want to build something valuable from day one, this video is going to change everything for you. We're going to walk through the exact step-by-step blueprint that turns any business into a sellable asset. Before we dive in, let me share something that might shock you. I've spent the last decade studying businesses that sold for millions, and I discovered something fascinating. The businesses that sell for the highest multiples aren't necessarily the ones making the most money. They're the ones that follow a specific blueprint, a blueprint that makes them irresistible to buyers. Here's what we're going to cover today. First, we'll reveal the 3 fatal mistakes that make your business unsellable. Most owners make at least 2 of these without even realizing it. Then, we'll walk through the 5 pillars of a sellable business. These are the non-negotiable elements that every buyer looks for. Finally, I'll give you the exact action plan to start transforming your business today, even if you're not planning to sell for years. But here's the thing that most business advice gets completely wrong. Building a sellable business isn't about preparing for some distant exit. It's about creating a business that gives you freedom right now. When you build a business the right way, something magical happens. You stop being a prisoner to your own company and start being the owner of a valuable asset. Let's start with those 3 fatal mistakes that kill your business value. The first mistake is what I call founder dependency syndrome. This is when your business revolves entirely around you. You're the one making all the decisions, handling the biggest clients, and putting out every fire. Sound familiar? Here's the problem. When a buyer looks at your business, they're not just buying your products or services. They're buying a system that generates profit. If that system depends on you being there every single day, then they're not buying a business. They're buying themselves a very expensive job, and nobody wants to pay millions for a job. The second fatal mistake is the revenue trap. Most business owners obsess over growing revenue, thinking that bigger numbers automatically mean a more valuable business. But buyers don't just look at how much money you make. They look at how predictably you make it. A business that makes $2 million a year but loses customers constantly is worth less than a business that makes $1 million a year with rock-solid customer retention. The third mistake is the complexity curse. I see this all the time. Business owners think that having multiple revenue streams, dozens of products, or complicated systems makes their business more valuable. The opposite is true. Buyers want businesses they can understand quickly and run efficiently. The more complex your business, the riskier it appears to potential buyers. Now that we know what not to do, let's talk about what actually makes a business sellable. This brings us to the 5 pillars of a sellable business. Think of these as the foundation that everything else is built on. The first pillar is predictable revenue. Buyers pay premium prices for businesses that can forecast their income months or even years in advance. This means moving away from one-time transactions and toward recurring revenue models. Whether that's subscriptions, contracts, or repeat customers, predictable revenue is the holy grail of business value. But here's what most people get wrong about recurring revenue. They think it's just about setting up a subscription model. That's not enough. You need to create what I call revenue momentum. This is when your existing customers naturally spend more over time, and your business attracts new customers without you having to chase them. The second pillar is operational independence. Remember that founder dependency syndrome we talked about? This pillar is the cure. Your business needs to run without you, not just for a day or a week, but for months at a time. This means having systems, processes, and people in place that can handle everything from daily operations to major decisions. The third pillar is market position. Buyers don't want businesses that compete on price or fight for scraps in crowded markets. They want businesses that dominate their niche. This doesn't mean you need to be the biggest player in a massive market. it means you need to be the obvious choice in your specific corner of the world. The fourth pillar is growth potential. Even if your business is profitable today, buyers are paying for future profits. They want to see clear opportunities for growth. This could be expanding into new markets, launching new products, or scaling existing operations. But here's the key. That growth needs to be achievable without requiring superhuman effort or massive risk. The fifth and final pillar is clean financials. This goes way beyond just keeping good books. Buyers want to see financial systems that are transparent, predictable, and professional. They want to understand exactly where your money comes from and where it goes. Any confusion or complexity in your financials is a red flag that can kill a deal instantly. Here's something that might surprise you. Most business owners think they need to wait until they're ready to sell before implementing these pillars. That's backward thinking. The businesses that sell for the highest multiples started building these foundations years before they ever talked to a buyer. In the next part of this series, we're going to dive deep into each of these pillars. I'll show you exactly how to implement them in your business, step by step. We'll cover the specific systems you need, the metrics you should track, and the common pitfalls that can derail your progress. The question you're probably asking right now is, where do I even start? The good news is you don't need to overhaul your entire business overnight. In fact, trying to do everything at once is one of the biggest mistakes I see business owners make. Instead, we're going to use what I call the sellability audit method. Here's how it works. You're going to score your business on each of the 5 pillars using a simple scale from 1 to 10. Be brutally honest with yourself because sugarcoating these numbers only hurts you in the long run. Once you have your scores, you'll know exactly where to focus your efforts first. Let's start with predictable revenue. Ask yourself these questions. What percentage of next month's revenue can you forecast with confidence? If the answer is less than 50%, you're probably sitting at a 3 or 4 on this pillar. Do you have customers who pay you the same amount every month? Are there contracts in place that guarantee future income? The businesses that score 10s on this pillar can predict their revenue 6 months out with shocking accuracy. For operational independence, the test is simple but painful. Could you disappear from your business for 3 months without it falling apart? Most owners immediately think no, and that tells you everything you need to know. If your business would struggle to survive a week without you, you're looking at a score of 2 or 3. If it could run for a month but would need your input for major decisions, you might be at a 5 or 6. Market position is where things get interesting. You're not just measuring how much market share you have, you're measuring how defensible that position is. Can competitors easily copy what you do? Do customers choose you primarily because of price? If so, your market position is weaker than you think. The businesses that score highest here have something unique that's difficult to replicate. Growth potential requires you to think like a buyer. Where could this business be in 3 years? Are there obvious opportunities that haven't been exploited yet? But here's the critical part. Those opportunities need to be realistic and achievable. Pie-in-the-sky growth plans actually hurt your sellability because they make buyers skeptical about your judgment. Finally, clean financials. This isn't just about having an accountant. Can you produce accurate financial statements within days of month end? Do you track the metrics that actually matter to your business? Can someone else look at your books and immediately understand your business model? If you're mixing personal and business expenses or your financial records are a mess, you know where you stand. Once you've completed your audit, something powerful happens. You'll see exactly which pillar needs attention first. And here's a secret that most consultants won't tell you. You don't need to be perfect in all 5 areas to dramatically increase your business value. Getting from a 4 to a 7 in just 2 or 3 pillars can double or triple what your business is worth. Now, let's talk about the implementation sequence. This is crucial because doing these steps in the wrong order can actually set you back. Most business owners want to start with the fun stuff like growth strategies or marketing systems. That's exactly backward. The first thing you need to tackle is operational independence. Why? Because until your business can run without you, everything else you build is just creating a more complex job for yourself. Start by documenting your most critical processes. Not everything, just the handful of activities that absolutely must happen for your business to function. Here's a simple test to identify these critical processes. What are the 5 things that, if they stopped happening, would cause your business to fail within 30 days? Those are your starting points. Document exactly how these things get done, who does them, and what the standards are for success. Remember, building a sellable business isn't about creating something perfect. It's about creating something valuable that can thrive without you. Start with your sellability audit today, pick your weakest pillar, and take action. The business you build using this blueprint won't just be worth more when you sell it. It'll give you the freedom to actually enjoy owning it right now.